Hi, good evening. Welcome to A Foreigner in the Philippines. I had a message asking if I would do a video on the culture of tipping. And I find it extraordinary that anybody should suggest that someone who is working for the bare minimum wage, and the bare minimum wage here in the Philippines might be as low as $4 or $5, maybe $6 an hour. So yeah, I can just imagine somebody going back to his dirt floor NEPA house and talking to his wife or his mum and saying, God, I was so offended today. Somebody actually tried to give me 20 or 30 pesos just for doing my job, as if I didn't get enough money. Yeah, you get the picture. I don't think that anybody here is going to be offended if you give them a tip. Now, if you swan in and start giving enormous tips, they might think, oh well, another bloody rich American, or because all of us, no matter where we come from, if we are foreign, are American. It's just a fact of life. You don't have any choice. That's what people think. So no matter where you go, little kids will call out to you, Cano, Cano, which means Americano. So the idea that you can offend someone by giving them a gratuity just seems like nonsense to me. Now, just to show you how far it goes, I know that when we brought visitors over, I remember Oni, who was American, and he tipped almost everybody. We went round and we bought some rice, which we took up to the Village of Hope orphanage, and he gave the woman who served him at the counter at the little store that we took him to buy the rice, and I heard him hand her some money and say, "This is for you." And oh boy, that smile on her face showed just how offended she was. So come on, understand the culture that you are coming into, that you are a stranger to, by just applying a little bit of common sense. It surprises me that people don't know that just by giving a small gratuity and leaving it on the table, this is when we go compared to the standards that are operating in, say, America, where 15% is the normal tip. Well, 10 or 15% of your bill here would seem like a huge amount of money to anybody that is working as a waiter. Now, when you do other things, like for instance, and this would not be within your experience if you haven't been to the Philippines, the everyman's taxi is a tricycle, and a tricycle, I believe that I never pay the minimum amount anyway. With a tricycle, you can hail a tricycle going left, and the tricycle driver will turn around and take you going right. Now, you might be the only one on there. Now, the minimum will, if it's in Taliban, will probably be 10 pesos. I never pay 10 pesos to someone who has turned around and is going to go in completely the opposite way for me. If he was heading into Taliban and I was heading out to, say, pick up the truck at Nestor's, which is only about half a mile or 3/4 of a mile, admittedly. But if he turns around and I'm the only one, and he takes me there and then turns back around again and goes back the way he is, I don't give him 10 pesos. I always give usually about 15 pesos. I know that if I was coming from the bus station, they've had a different way of setting up now, because of great changes brought in by Alturas. We've got a Jollibee and stuff like that. Oh, huge steps forward for mankind. A Jollibee, and we have a greatly extended Alturas store. So this has made some big changes come about. And what they've done is they've opened a bus terminal which is about, oh, let me guess, 3 miles away from the town centre, whereas those great lumbering buses used to come in and somehow negotiate the small streets of Tallabon right into the centre, which was quite convenient if you were getting the bus from where I live. But now you get there, and as soon as you get off the bus, everybody and you are going to go out and you're going to take the next tricycle that is available, and they get in line and they take their turn. So you climb in, and you may climb in with another 4 or 5 people or more, and suitcases as well in some cases, or bags. Now I know that the minimum there would be, well, let me check with the authority. Beth,
what?
How much would the fare be from the bus terminal?
8 pesos.
How much?
8.
8?
Yeah.
8 pesos. I never pay 8 pesos. The last time that I came, where I had to pick up the bus, I think I gave about 20 pesos, maybe even 25. And that's something that I've learned from Beth, not about tipping, but about helping. So now, if I get the tricycle and it seems that I'm the only one, and he does turn around in order to pick me up and take me where I need to go, without complaint and with a smile, I give more, probably double what anybody else does. I don't do that with a huge flourish, but I consider that is a help, and that's what we do. If you go to Tagbilaran, there is no need to tip. Although Beth usually does, she usually gives more, and it is on the basis of it's helping. A man who's working very hard all day, working that tricycle, and it seems it's a good idea. I don't complain too much if I'm charged an American price, as long as the American price is not just a rip-off. But for instance, I find that people here, the vendors, who in a way have every right to expect that a foreigner coming in is going to pay a little bit more, I find that they don't do that. Is it me? Is it my face which demands to be treated nice? I don't think so. The last time I bought a bunch of bananas, and I chose the bunch that I wanted. She weighed it up, and she asked me, do you have, I don't know what it was now, do you have 4 pesos to make the change easy? I said, I'm sorry, I don't. I said, it's okay, just keep that. And I asked her to keep the change, a few pesos. She said no. She insisted on peeling 1 banana off another bunch and putting that in my bag. I said, you don't have to do that. She said yes. See, and this is the pride of someone working honestly and treating people fairly, and it happens a lot. That's how I find it. So that's my little thing about tipping. You come and do what you normally do, and don't do it in a way which establishes you as the rich American, even if you're German or Irish, okay? Thanks for looking in. This is a foreigner in the Philippines.